Alright, good morning, y'all. Bless Samhain and happy Halloween. I'm gonna be 100 today. I really almost didn't do this week. Oh, got this album in my ear. But I'm loving Saint Chroma and so many other things from Chromacopia. It really helped me get through these last few days. So thank you to Tyler, the creator, for this amazing drop because honestly speaking, music is healing. So it was a wild weekend. Sunday, when I had originally planned to record one of these, I was like, no, I'm going to take it easy because I knew Monday and Tuesday I had some important things to do. And I just didn't want to think about making videos, honestly. Monday came, and because I had my hopes up for something big and got rather not so great news, my mind just wasn't really in it. I made that one video apologizing to people about something that I thought I knew and I didn't. But honestly, I was not in a good headspace. And I know with everything I just have to be patient, but it still was a really rough day. The thing is, because I got my hopes up because all the signs were there, I had a certain thing for almost 2 months, and I just knew, I was telling myself, prepare yourself for some great news. And then, yeah, no. And now I'm dealing with something I hadn't had to deal with for 2 months. So I'm feeling tired, crampy, annoyed with the world. I don't have the same comforts I used to have in the morning to laugh and, just forget about the world. I changed up a lot of my routine now to just make it revolve around getting stuff done. I'm at the final chapter of the new novel. I did the readback. The editor did amazing work. I only had to fix a couple of sentences that when I read them back, they didn't really make sense. But other than that, I just had to learn patience, and that was one of the things that I had to keep telling myself Monday. The doctor was like, well, it's good that you got what you got because, it means you're still making eggs, they're still healthy, all that stuff. But when you get your hopes up for something, and then you get the news that, nope. Especially since it felt like where everything that just went on, this would be something I could hold on to. Because I know there's no fucking permanence, even online. And one of the things I'm currently struggling with was I had that mental disconnect with the internet. I did. I've really just seen people as usernames. And even though I was happy to see familiar usernames because they gave me a sense of familiarity, I didn't really think of people on that level. And I was happier that way. I was happier not thinking about people as people. And because of that, I had that bubble, as I like to call it, of, this feels comfortable, this feels fitting, I can interact, and I don't have to get in my head because I really don't know anybody, and that boundary was it was the perfect feel. And now that's gone. I can't look at names and not wonder, what do they know? What are their motivations? Why are they sticking around? And I really hate this headspace right now because I don't like it. I don't like thinking that people are only sticking around to see if I fuck up or talk shit about people or what they can run back and forth. And I didn't think like that a couple of weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago, I was just happy just being a part of things and talking and just seeing people every day and talking mundane things or not so mundane things. Because I still love my gardening. I still love doing what I can do to get myself back to what I felt was my more normal weight. I just can't stand right now that the level of disconnect that I used to feel online is gone. I've just been pouring myself into creative stuff, politics, social issues, which was my wheelhouse in the first place. Because getting to know people is painful. I know a lot of people who can't understand how this is. They go, oh, you shouldn't say that. It's not painful. Don't feel that way. And it's like, all you can do is just politely just either ignore them or just smile. Because these people, they don't know what this is like. And I keep trying to tell myself that, you know, some people think it's just a little social awkwardness. They think it's just, oh, you're not pushing yourself more to be social. They don't understand how painful it is for me to recognize people as people. They don't understand how hard it is once I realize people are people not to get simply paranoid about their motivations and why they want to be around. And it's just taking my head completely out of wanting to deal. But even people that I still enjoy. So I've gone to just quietly lurking those who I know don't care about anything remotely on a personal level. But it's still hard. Because even if I leave a comment, my head goes, well, what if they get attacked because it'll look like they're associating with me if they even leave a heart or a like. It's so fucking stupid. Right now, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's easier for me to just stay the fuck away from people than it is to just act like everything's okay. Tuesday, we went to go get our labs, and that was a bit more good news. I'm holding steady at an 8.8 calcium, which is in the normal range. My vitamin D levels are still kind of low though, because I stopped about a month ago taking the high dosage of vitamin D because it's fucking my stomach up. I am tired of fear of bowel obstructions and bullshit. So I thought, yeah, I can wean off. And I'm sure when I go next week to the doctor, they're going to be like, look, we got to get you something that can keep those D levels up. And I am going to beg them to give me a lower dose because they gave me the strongest dose when I wasn't absorbing calcium. But clearly, the new diet's working. I'm maintaining my calcium levels. I just don't want to have to fucking take this high dose of bullshit vitamin D just on the off chance that things tank again. It's just like, I know life is a balance, and for all the bad news, there will always be good news to counter it. It just felt like a dog pile on my psyche the last couple of weeks. And I almost just said, you know what? Fuck this. I got my Saturday thing that I'm doing with pics now. I've got my Twitch accounts that Twitch account that I do for the Bonnet Chronicles. I don't have to really stress about anything. I can bring it back to having fun. And right now, I'm not in a fun headspace. And I'd rather be honest about that than to pretend like, oh, everything's fine, everything's peachy keen. I still have a lot to look forward to. On the creative front, things have been really going full steam. And I'm so excited about that. I am nervous about Tuesday. Not just because of what the doctor potentially is going to fucking say to me, but because of stuff going on in my country. So you can imagine my headspace right now. Isn't really feeling, trying to talk to people, trying to act like everything's okay. But as I listen to Tyler, it's just like, you know what? He's right. None of this shit matters. I didn't want people to really see me on a human level. And I know I counterproducted that by showing myself on screen. But I was just so tired of the same old vitriol of, well, people are hiding behind avatars, you know? And as somebody who knows what I've been, knows all the stuff that I'm not ashamed of, I don't mind showing myself because at the end of the day, people are going to cry no matter what, and there's plenty of evidence of what I look like. So for me, it didn't make sense. Even though Hicks did design some really cute avatars, that if I ever do get into the way that I thought I was going to get into, I can utilize that during those moments. Because like I said, I got to maintain a boundary now. If I learn anything in my brief time in certain communities is the moment you try to make stuff about yourself, the moment you open yourself up to everything, and I thought I could handle it, but honestly, I don't want it. I didn't want to think of people's screen names as potential people that could harm what I'm doing here. And that's where my brain goes now, and it fucking sucks because there is a small voice that says, that's not true. You have plenty of people that have routinely shown up no matter what you're talking about. You know, none of that shit matters. You've got a subset of people who just want to see you hurting no matter what, and you've got to ignore them. But with all the stuff that I've witnessed, I can't help but feel that some of the same names might be doing the same thing and just waiting. And I did not want this headspace. And now with what happened Monday and just feeling out of sorts about the news I got, I'm just not feeling, you know, trying to separate people from being people anymore. And for me, once I recognize you as people, I'm more prone to avoiding you. And it fucking sucks. Because I didn't want that. I like being able to interact in comments. I like being able to go to other people's comment sections and leave replies. And there's some that I do feel that comfortable, but they have nothing to do with the old communities. And I thank goodness for them. Because I can keep it on topic, whether it's this amazing album I'm listening to, or some nerdy and geeky stuff. But right now, everything has really changed for me for YouTube. I don't have that separation anymore. So my brain goes, well, just force that separation. Keep your head down, do what you gotta do, but no more interacting with people on that level. Because what's the point? It's only a matter of time before somebody tries to get in super close. You rudely rebuff them, and then they run and tell everybody that, oh, you're just an awful person because you don't want anybody that you don't really know that well crossing that boundary. And people can say what they want about my newest friend. She really did take her time. She didn't push every day. It was just like a little message to say hi, talk. Finally got me to start taking Discord a little bit more serious. And it's just nice to talk about nerdy things with somebody who's just genuinely kind. And, you know, for me, making friends and keeping friends is two separate things. I've always had an easy time making a friend, but keeping friends because of the level of separation I do to people was always rough. There are more people that claim friendship with me that I don't know on that level than I can even understand. But the people who have actual, real access to me without this online stuff, very small for a reason. They know I can go for days, especially when I'm writing, not wanting to like bother them, and they know that it's not them. They know I'm in my head, I'm doing stuff, I will reach out to them soon. You know, I have one that's a fellow writer and she completely gets it. I love when I get text from her because it's always like a fucking paragraph. And I'm reading her short stories right now. She has sent them to me just to get my opinion on them, and they're very well done, you know. I like reading other people's work because for me, it makes it feel like they have a level of trust professionally where it's like, what do you think? And I never used to think I could give an opinion on somebody else's work. And it's really nice that I'm able to now. You know, because I see it from the perspective of, it was hard for me to trust when I wrote Axiom, anybody to read it at first. And then when I did send it out to my friends that I knew offline, they didn't have time to read it. So I reached out to somebody I used to do a podcast with, a couple of people I knew regularly on Twitter, and not only did they read it, they gave me feedback. And then, of course, I gave the prologue to Roger, and he drew all those amazing designs for the BHM and the scientist in the story. And I still have all the old sketches that he did for the characters saved on my hard drive. And it was just like, I'm doing the right thing. I'm going to keep at this. But I still admit that the first iteration of Axiom was rushed. So when we launched the second in the Destiny's Children line, because Destiny's Chosen, not Destiny's Children. I'm thinking about Beyonce right now. No, Destiny's Chosen series. We'll have a new cover design. Axiom is fully re-edited. All the errors caught, fixed, ready to go. But I don't want to do that relaunch until I get Tara, Destiny's Chosen, released, because that is the title of the book. It's spelled just a little bit differently from my baby sister's name. And while the dedication in the first book is always going to be to her, because she just prompted me to keep going. Because she taught me that life is too short. She didn't make it to her 30th birthday, and I wanted that book to constantly remind me that I don't forget her. And then with this book, while it's a variation of her name, the dedication page is almost 2 pages long in itself, because so many people help keep me going through self-doubt, through thinking this was just a fluke and that I didn't have another full story in me, to people who believed in my ability to write other stories, and just people who don't mind that I'm a weirdo, basically, and still want to bother seeing what I have to say when I bother to get in front of a camera or sit on this bike, you know? I couldn't thank everybody, because the dedication page would probably be about 10 pages long then. But there were a lot of people that helped inspire characters this time. People that I've met on Twitch and got to know personally in the last 4 years. People that I would literally let come to my house, and I don't say that easily at all, you know. Of course, in the story, I've kind of de-aged them a bit. So I'm a bit nervous how they're gonna feel when they see that, because honestly, it was fun writing them that way. Either way, I'm just trying to keep myself in a better headspace. Because like I said, it's a really emotional time. This week didn't go the way I planned it, and I just gotta let go with the flow, and hope for the best. But it isn't easy. And it's like I said, change really rattles me, but I'm used to it. You know, I spent yesterday twisting up my hair so I can get my curls back. We're winterizing the greenhouse. We got the extension cord we're going to run so that we can keep the grow lamp going all winter. The tomatoes are still coming in. And I had almost recorded a video for that, and then I took pictures. I was like, I should make a community tab post. And I was like, what for? Why post in a community tab right now when most people just want to come to either take the piss out of you or see who's going to try to support you. And it's like, I gotta get out of this headspace, but I can't. So it's just like, my go-to when I feel like this is just avoidance. I just don't want to deal on this level right now. And I would rather be upfront with that than to pretend like, oh, everything's hunky-dory. Everything's fine. You know? I think being real is still sorely lacking in a lot of spaces. And when I let people briefly know without giving detail on Twitter, I don't know why I felt like it. I just guess I needed to see if Twitter was full of the same people, and it's not. There was so much words of encouragement that I didn't even want to read those back because it would just get me weepy. I have to keep reminding myself that for every nasty person, there are a ton of more nice people, but I'm not there yet here. I feel like right now, the amount of people that are still being nice kind of feels sus. And it's not y'all's fault. This is how my mind goes when so much shit dropped. And I mean, knowing shit about people on a personal level when I don't personally know them isn't my jam. It could never be my jam. I don't want to think about people on this level. I want to hear voices and laugh, or I want to nod in agreement with their topic. I wanted that line of fucking separation that is no longer there. And I don't blame any of the people that were exposed with a certain caveat. But it's like getting to know that these people have things like that. I just wish it was a couple of months back now. Where even before my channel got followers, where I could just sit, interact, and talk to people again. And that's gone. And I have to accept that. Because there's no way I'm ever going to feel the level of comfort I used to feel on here. And it's just sad. But it is a way of life, you know? Don't get too comfortable. Don't think anything's really permanent. And be ready to walk away and let go of things that you're not meant to be a part of. It's just sucky that everything's just falling apart for no reason. Because people can't separate the fact that people are human. These are just people talking about a subject that you are interested in. And that you shouldn't try to personally invest in the person talking that way. And I just don't know anymore. But it was a good lesson learned this week and the last couple of weeks. To just go back to the way I was on YouTube, pre-girl working, just watching, just enjoying who I can, avoiding those who I know I cannot, and trying to find that balance, because anything else is just it's gonna send me into what if territory. And I've said this before and I mean it. The only what ifs I like are in comics. I don't want to have to worry about who I interact with. I don't want to have to think on that level. And right now that's all I can do. It's just running through my brain constantly. Can I even talk to this person? Why are they talking at me? What is their motive? What is their angle? And it fucking sucks. I just don't like this headspace. And I think that because so many people have set the standard of this, that it's going to be like that for a long time. So I'll give a heart to a comment right now if I see it. But the days of me fully interacting right now, I got to put that on the side. I'm not in the good headspace to act like I'm okay. I'm not in the mood to wrestle with why anybody's bothering, you know. I don't want to get in my head on, well, what if they're someplace else just saying, oh yeah, I'm just checking in. I just want to make sure she's not talking shit about my favorites. But if I had some problem with anybody, I am not afraid to say whether it makes me look bad or not. I just wanted to be left alone. I felt like, okay, people got what they want. I'm no longer going to cover a certain topic anymore. I'm going to leave a lot of drama the fuck alone. And that's it. I don't understand why people want more, but I'm not leaving this channel. If that was the goal, because that's ridiculous. Some of these people act like I've personally pissed in their Cheerios, and I don't understand that. Because I've said I don't like certain creators. Because I've openly stated that stuff that I've seen isn't okay. Fine. I would rather clear my circles of people who are so highly offended because I don't want to associate with people that have shown me that this is all they fucking have, and have separated me from people that I just enjoy for entertainment, who also showed me that those people were kind of right about them too. So my thing is, it's better to leave everybody that I used to either enjoy or never enjoyed in the first place alone. And all I've asked was to do the same. I don't care if it sounded angry to people. I don't care if it sounded snarky. These same people who, if this was them going through that, would completely be broken from it. And the only saving grace I have is I'm not shocked. Like I said, being on social media for as long as I have, I've seen plenty of people waiting for anything for somebody to do to turn. So that part, not surprising. The part that floors me are the people still trying, because your main goal is to just destroy people's channels. You don't have to like content creators if you're only watching them for topics. But for some reason, it's a personal level that my mind can't wrap around or understand. So, to me, it is just like, leave this shit alone, Tim. You tried it. It was a fun attempt. You had almost a full year of fun. And you gotta look on that. There were people that you enjoyed talking garden and stuff with. There were people you enjoyed talking about Cali Kitty and showing the move and stuff. But going forward, just remember the balance that you have to keep up when talking to people, because we're not in a nice space. Even though we're trying to cultivate one, it's not a nice space here. And there are a lot of people just emotionally invested in bringing people down, making people miserable. And like I said, when your real life is finally stable, after years of literal instability, the last thing you should do is invite more instability in because it feels more normal to you than the stability that you finally have. And that's what I feel like continuing in certain topics would bring me, is that unstable life that I used to be a part of. And now that I'm not there, I don't want it. I don't want to be involved in personal vendettas, beefs, back and forth. I don't want to know people's personal business. I don't want to know their life unless they choose to share things with us. And even then, I'm just listening. I'm not engaging. I'm not wanting to be on that personal level with anybody. And if that makes me feel off-putting to you, I'm sorry, but that is who I am. That is how I am. That is how I'm always going to be. I don't want to be on a personal level with people I don't know. And I really wish more people were like that, because it would make actual socialization easier. But that is the way it is. Whether you're offline or online, if you don't keep that boundary, people will overshare, people will overdig, and people will act like they're familiar with you when they don't know you. So for me, it is just going to be trying to do these Fitbangs, keep on topics I want to talk about, my Saturdays and podcasts with pics, and my Twitch stuff, which I re-upload to here. We finally figured out some of the sound issues, so hopefully next Tuesday night it'll be a bit smoother. But other than that, honestly speaking, I need to go back to just protecting my peace, because it's not just a mantra for me. It is the reality. I need to protect my peace because my peace was shattered. And I am just honest enough to tell you that that's the truth, whether people like it or not. But I will see y'all sometime next week. I'm not going to promise another one of these week. I'm still kind of cramping and not really feeling up to a lot of these. And I'd rather just exercise without a camera in my face right now. So I appreciate any of you who are watching this right now. Thank you. And I'll see you next week.